Hello guys, thank you very much for joining in. Hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to clear the exam for FRM and CFA, and I also help them in their career. Now, I'm going to be talking about one of my students. He has a very interesting journey of clearing the FRM Level 1 exam in November 2022, and he's going to be talking about his journey, an overview of how he has been able to clear the exam in the first attempt for the FRM Level 1. So for that, thank you, Jana. Thank you for joining with us and talking to us with respect to your journey. First, let us talk about when you started your preparation for FRM Level 1 and what were you doing at that point in time? What was the status that you were in? If you could tell that to the audience first.
Great. Thank you, Ganesh sir. Actually, I am humbled that you have called me for this interview. Else, so what can I say? This is one of the first kind I am giving any interview. I have never appeared for any interviews in like this video conference, and but I am really very happy that you have called me for this. So basically, my FRM journey had started in the month of July 2022. In the first week of July itself, I somehow I had appeared for another exam, and after appearing for that exam, I was free for some period. So I thought ki, I should try something new. New means ki on the back of my mind, I had FRM in the back of my mind, but I had never ventured into it except for purchasing some books for it earlier, but I had not opened the books ever. So
Okay.
somehow by scrolling the YouTube videos, I went through one of the videos of yours, and in that video I saw that you were saying that we help students clear the FRM exam in the first attempt itself. So by being motivated by that video itself, I made a call to you, and fortunately you encouraged me to, yes, you can do that. And somehow by seeing that video, I got some motivation, and I enrolled for your classes only. But at that time also I had not enrolled for my FRM exam,
Hmm.
and I felt कि पहले देख लेते हैं, let's see first कि how tough it is and whether I would be able to clear it or not. So
Hmm.
I took the classes, and so to see that whether I can do that. But later on, I mean, that month went due to some personal emergencies and exigency. I could not see the classes, and somehow the time for enrolling my FRM exam had just come to my door. And at that time, I thought ki whether I should enroll or not. But at that time, my wife, she forced me somehow ki no, aapko kar lena chahiye. You should do that, because once you pay the fees, you are somehow responsible and you make good efforts for that. So
Right.
by the help of my wife and my parents, somehow I enrolled for the exam. After enrolling also, I could not devote the time which I had promised myself कि yes, दिन में 2 घंटे देने हैं या 3 घंटे देने हैं. वो I could not do that for that month. August month also I could not do that. That time we had to go somewhere, and there were some medical issues also in the family. So I could not do that in the month of August also. Then I had thought कि अब शायद कर नहीं पाऊंगा, because as per the original schedule which you had given me, I was already far behind. And in the
Okay.
month of September only, in the month of September only, then I thought कि चलो एक बार let's start with the books, and I started reading the books. I mean, just like novels, I started reading the books. But while reading the books, I noted down the important features and any notes, formulas, and I made two separate books. One book for the theory part, and the other book for the formula and the calculation part. And
Hmm.
also I solved those problems problems in the Swizzer books.
Right.
Every chapter, after the end of the chapter, there are some questions and objective questions. I solved those questions. In the meanwhile, October had arrived, and then at that period also, I was not sure whether I would be appearing for the exam or not. I was thinking to defer the exam. There is saying that what are the options to defer the exam. But still मैंने बोला कि let's see, एक बार और try करते हैं. Then I started watching the videos. But this time when I was watching the videos, I followed the schedule provided by you. You had
Hmm.
provided the Excel sheet where there is a schedule given for book 2, 3, 4 like that. Similarly, I started watching the videos on 2x speed, and while watching the videos, I started taking notes, and I was fast forwarding the videos also whenever I saw and felt कि नहीं ये तो मुझे आता है या फिर ये मैं कर सकता हूँ. I did that, and after watching one chapter, I did the question answers part of your questionnaire, that sectional questionnaire. And if for that also I could not solve the questions by myself, I started watching the videos for the question answers also. There is a video for the question answers also.
Right.
And for some parts there are no videos, but there are PDF files of answers, solutions. I mean, page 1 is question and then page 2 is answers.
Right.
So I did that. Page 1 में question देखा, then page 2 में answer देखा. Page like that I went on. So meanwhile I completed twice. I mean, books I have read it already, and second time I have completed your videos and this question answers like that. Then third time when it was the last week, I think last week before my exam, I again went through all the question answers. But at that time, as you had suggested to appear for mock test, and that I could not do. I had thought in my mind कि yes, Saturday को आज मैं mock test दूंगा. But at that time, it did not happen. Somehow it did not happen. I had my other appointments, other classes going on. I was learning Japanese at that time. So I took a rest for Japanese 2 weeks. My Japanese madam, I told her ki, madam, I could not be appearing for 2 weeks. I took break for 2 weeks, and that time I devoted completely to FRM only. So and at the till the day of the exam, it was 17th of November. I remember कि 16th November तक भी I thought कि हो भी पाएगा कि नहीं हो पाएगा. But what I had ensured कि I had written down notes 3-4 times. So by writing so much, somehow it had engraved in myself, you can see, and I appeared for the exam at that, sir.
Okay.
You can,
and along with this,
ask,
along with this, you were also working with the public sector bank. That is also there.
Yes, I am. Presently, I am working in a public sector bank. I have been working since 2009. I have done MBA. Before that, I have done engineering. And after that, जैसे in 3 Idiots, it has shown ना कि आप engineering करके MBA कर रहे हो, फिर बैंक में job कर रहे हो. I am one of those pranis. So
okay. So now we got the idea कि what was the roller coaster ride that you went through? कुछ सही नहीं था, मतलब it was not the ideal preparation, and you also knew about this.
Yes.
But somehow
it was not an ideal situation.
So you somehow managed everything. You did the videos of the question bank. You solved everything. Every question bank आपने देखा था, वो आपने properly किया, और आपने notes बनाए अपने. That was
all
the
the
turning
sectional test. Yes sir.
Okay. Mock paper एक
मैंने
भी दिया
notes
था
बनाए
exam के
और
पहले?
आपके sectional नहीं कर पाया सर, नहीं कर पाया. मैंने mock paper का भी शायद आपका वो है,
PDF है.
solution है, PDF है, but उसको भी मैं नहीं देख पाया था. Because I remember कि in the mock paper there was the first question itself was very difficult. Some she saves formula or something was written in that. I mean, it was very Q-save or C-save formula is there. It was not in your normal question bank, but it was in that mock. So उसको देख के मैं डर गया. मैंने कहा अरे बाप रे, this is something. I thought कि mock questions or the FRM JRP questions were very difficult. I thought कि इतना difficult होगा, मैं देख के I will be demotivated. So and मेरे पास time था भी नहीं कि मैं इतना सोचूं. So I went back to the sectional questions and I redid those. I mean,
आपने चैप्टर में सारे क्वेश्चन फिर से एक बार खत्म कर दिए एग्जाम के दिन?
Yes, twice. हाँ.
एग्जाम के दिन क्या हुआ? फर्स्ट 1 hour जब आपने सॉल्विंग स्टार्ट किया तब क्या हुआ?
Sir, exam के दिन when I started solving, the very first question was very tricky. I think I remember it was very difficult. I thought कि there were 4 options. It was from quants only. The first question was from quants, and quants I'm strong in maths, but I'm not very strong in probability and permutation. I have never been strong in that. So but still I tried to solve it, but somehow 10-15 minutes passed by and could not solve it. Then I thought कि नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हो पाएगा. So I started solving and skipping. One by one, whatever questions came for 1 hour,
Okay.
I solved around 15 questions, I believe. Then I picked my pace and started doing everything. I mean, if I could not do anything, I just marked it and moved to the next question. I did like that. And by 2.5 hours, I had reached to the 100 question. Then I
Wow.
came back to the questions which I had not attempted, or which I thought I had attempted, but it was not wrong, or I mean, I was not very sure about that. So I went back to those questions. There were around 15 to 20 questions which I had to come back. So
Okay.
by around 3.5 hours, I had completed that. But I can assure that there were 10 questions I was not sure what were the answers. It was very tricky, very difficult. I mean, questions were there, but formula, even after applying the formula, the answers were not coming. I mean, out of those four
समझा.
options. So there was some mismatch. And even for theoretical questions, the options were very similar. So, yes, I could not be very sure of that. So for those questions, around 15 to 20 questions, I had to come back and do those.
Okay. And so basically, how many theory and how many calculation questions were there in the exam?
Sir, there were around 60 theory and 40 calculation based.
So
60
40
40.
calculation पे you were confident?
40 में से I was confident about 20 to 25. I was confident.
Okay. And theory में?
The 15 questions which I was not confident belong to book 2 only.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
2-3 questions from book 4. 2-3 questions from book 4 where binomial tree, despite applying binomial tree twice, thrice, I could not arrive to that particular answer. Somehow I
Okay.
could not place it. Maybe I was not understanding the question properly. That could be the issue, but I could not. I 4 to 5 questions मैंने तुक्का मारा, you can say.
Right. Okay. And then, how was the so when you came out of the exam, what was the number that you felt के ये होगा, ये मेरा right हुआ होगा, इतने right हुए होंगे?
आप ऑनेस्ट ओपिनियन मुझसे सुनना चाहते हैं तो एग्जाम खत्म होने के बाद मुझे लगा था कि मेरे कोई भी राइट नहीं होंगे. ठीक है, क्योंकि मुझे सारे क्वेश्चंस इजी लग रहे थे. ओके,
Okay.
मुझे सारे क्वेश्चंस इजी. आई विल रिपीट माई सेल्फ कि इट वाज वेरी इजी फॉर मी, एंड एज इट वाज वेरी इजी फॉर मी, आई थॉट कि आई वाज डूइंग समथिंग रॉन्ग.
Wow. Okay. ठीक है.
आई मीन आउट ऑफ 4, ये हाँ इसका तो यही होगा, ए होगा, बी होगा, ए होगा, बी होगा, लाइक दैट. ओके, इट वेंट लाइक दैट. सो आई थॉट कि इट वाज सो इजी कि इतना इजी तो होगा नहीं. आई मीन मुझे लग
समझा.
रहा है कि आइदर I was very wrong, or else I have learned everything, so it is seeming very easy to me. I mean, those
Okay.
70 to 80 questions, it felt very easy to me, honestly.
Wow.
Those 20
Okay.
questions, I was not very sure, because it was calculation based and those options were tricky among
Okay.
themselves. But
Okay.
the questions answers were easy for me, and or as I had learned thrice, or like that, so
I
I
think
can
so.
say कि somehow I knew the.
आपने जो क्वेश्चन बैंक को 3 बार देखा था ना, I think so
Yes,
that
yes, yes,
helped you a
that
lot.
helped me. That helped me. I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that, because I have cleared CFA level 1 also. Okay, and for level 2 I have prepared. ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने prepare नहीं किया, but without any coaching or without any question bank, I had prepared during the COVID days, but I could not clear it somehow, due to uh, some. I think maybe that time I would, whether I would have some question banks in or question bank, I could have cleared that also, because
अच्छा.
I can give 100% of my success to those questions of yours, because I had done them. I mean,
Okay.
मैंने solve भले ही नहीं किया हो, लेकिन question answer देख देख के I could know that कि हाँ इसका
Okay.
आंसर ये होगा, इसका आंसर ये होगा.
Now, if I ask you, okay, what is if you can tell 3 tips to people who are appearing for FRM level 1? क्या होगा?
There is nothing called being late. You can do that even in the last time also. Maybe you will be having 2 months or 3 months. You can do that if you devote your time. Be really
Right.
focused कि आपको क्या करना है. You can do that. Second thing is that you have to be ready for making sacrifices. Okay, sacrifice का meaning ये है कि for any time जो आप devote कर रहे हैं, whatever time you are devoting to any other thing, any other work or passion or habit or your hobby, anything. Like watch movies. I watch movies in theaters only. I mean, 99% movies which are released, I watch in theaters only. Else I watch on OTT, but very rarely on OTT. Mostly I watch movies in theaters on in every language: English, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, everything. Watch in theaters only with subtitles. If it is, I watch in theaters only. But for these 3 months or 4 months, I had promised myself कि चाहे कुछ हो जाए मुझे movie नहीं देखनी. So that was a
Okay.
sacrifice I made. That was a sacrifice I made so that I can devote that time, that 2 hours or 3 hours weekly, twice or thrice, which I had used for my movies. I devoted that time to my preparation for exam.
Okay.
So this is my
Okay.
second tip. Third tip is that you have to solve the questions. Questions आपको समझना है. भले ही आप whatever fundamental clear आपका हो नहीं हो, but question अगर आपने नहीं किया है, भले ही आपने कितना किताब पढ़ लिया हो, it is of no use. Because I had read the book twice, but then also those questions and answers, you could not have done it without that question bank. That's it, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. And what are the quartiles that you have got now?
Sir, 1, 3, 1, 1. In quants, I have
Wow.
got 3, and for the other, it is 1,
बुक
1.
1 एंड बुक 4 का आपका 1-1 है और बुक 1 का 1-1 है. 1 है.
1 है. 1,
तो
3 उसमें है. क्वांट्स में 3 है सर, जो बुक 2 है.
तो 1-3-1-1 है, राइट ना?
1, 3, 1, 1 है. यस
तो
सर.
ये इतना रोलर कोस्टर के बाद आपने इमेजिन किया था कि ऐसा आएगा?
नो सर, मैंने तो इवन आपको बताऊं दैट्स अ स्टोरी इन इटसेल्फ. द डे एफआरएम रिजल्ट्स वर आउट ना, मुझे पता ही नहीं था कि मेरे एग्जाम का रिजल्ट आया है. And I was in the office itself. Results were out in early morning in the 4 o'clock, if I'm not wrong.
हाँ.
My wife called me in the afternoon 4 o'clock कि तुमने मुझे बताया नहीं तुम्हारे एफआरएम का रिजल्ट आ गया है. मैंने बोला कि मुझे नहीं पता है. तो she did not believe me because उसको लगा कि मेरा हुआ नहीं होगा. That is why I have not informed her.
Okay.
The reason being कि our mobiles are synced. Okay, whichever mail I receive, she can see that कि ये मेल आया है.
अच्छा.
तो आता है ना कि your FRM
नोटिफिकेशन.
result, you can see your FRM result like that. So then I saw that result. I, at first I could not know कि वो result में क्या कहना चाह रहा है, because वो graph आता है ना, there is a graph, quartiles,
हाँ हाँ हाँ
like
हाँ.
that. I opened that page. I did not open the other PDF. I first opened that PDF. So I was not sure whether I had passed or not, because in the quartiles I could not understand. Then
Okay.
I saw the other PDF where it was said कि yes, you have passed the exam and you have 4 years to clear uh, FRM
लेवल
level
2.
2, like that. So
वंडरफुल.
that's it.
बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी था आपका. आई मीन जिस तरीके से भी आपने किया, तो टू
सर,
वन और टू थिंग्स व्हिच.
नहीं, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ सर, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि to be very very honest, this is the first time I have taken coaching for anything, and I am very very thankful to God कि I have gotten you as a coach, as a guide, and
अरे
without
बाप रे.
your question banks or your videos, I could not have done that. True, it is true, and also I can really thank my wife and my parents for
के
supporting me for
हाँ.
everything, for even emotionally, financially, and वो तो मेरे वाइफ की आंखों में तो आंसू आ गए कि मैंने पास कर लिया. बिल्कुल.
अरे बाप
Okay,
रे.
because
But this is a very interesting story, and I mean for the audience, whoever is will be watching this video, कि इतने ups and downs के बाद भी आप पास हो सकते हो. And quartiles, if you look at the quartiles, it is not bad. 1-3-1-1 तो बहुत अच्छा है. तो मैं यही बोलूंगा कि ऐसा नहीं है कि because lot of people what when they are prepared for 3-4 months, वो लोग questions दे रहे हैं, और अच्छा स्कोर नहीं आ रहा है, तो वो अपने आप को क्वेश्चन करते हैं कि अरे मैंने क्या पढ़ाई की है, मैंने क्या किया। बट ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब आप स्टिल पास हो
नहीं है
सकते
सर, ऐसा
हो।
ऐसा नहीं है। यू कैन पास, बट हाँ, आपका फोकस थोड़ा रहना है। यू हैव टू बी वेरी फोकस्ड ऑफ इट। I mean,
हम्म,
you cannot be diverted because despite of my busy schedule, working in a public sector bank is very, very tedious. Okay, I get to home after 9 o'clock or 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and have to go by 8 o'clock in the morning. So, despite that, and also doing a foreign language course and doing my PhD simultaneously, so I had also very limited time with me. But despite that, I did not lose my focus. Focus is
perfect.
everything. And if you have support, as you were my support in this case of this, I mean, your videos and your question bank, and you can grab that support, you can do, you can really clear it. There is nothing like it. You can do that.
Perfect. Perfect.
Everyone
Thank
can.
you. I mean, this interesting journey. I mean, a lot of people will get motivated to clear the exam, to prepare for the exam. And for the public sector banks employees also, this is a very good story and inspirational story for them
Yes.
to prepare for the exam and clear the exam.